Hello, ladies, gentlemen, boys, girls, children, people, and things. I am John. I'm the nerdy. She's Brits. She's the beautiful. And welcome back to the show. So, welcome to not a bonus episode, I realize, but we've actually got a lot to talk about with Minecraft today. So, welcome to the SilphCenter podcast. We've been hosting this for coming up on a couple of years now. By the time you're hearing this, we're only a few months away from the first episode's making in March. And it is September, but that's still not very far. That's like still kind of insane thinking about it. But we started this one a long time ago. Today we are going to discuss for the third time Minecraft. So I actually have a bunch of notes that I wanted to go over with Ritz. We're getting a drop soon. So basically, they have done a bunch of new stuff. We're going to kind of pause so I can go to places and we'll read these together and just give our opinions. And then we will be done with this episode. Lots of stuff from basically when the crafter was actually just now out was the last time we recorded this podcast for Minecraft. We're going to be covering not all the news, but all of the additions made recently. And then we're going to talk about those and then get into the actual way the game is going to be developed from here on out. It's going to be pretty fun. So let's get into the new renaissance of Minecraft. First of all, I guess I will get the smallest piece of news in my personal opinion, but I do love these. There are 12 new retro gaming inspired remixes of all the best Minecraft music.
Right.
And,
I love it.
You know, Precipice, Infinite Amethyst from Lena Rain. Those are just a couple. It just lists it here on the thing. I actually listened to the whole thing when it came out, and it's pretty good. The Minecraft movie got kind of, when you got to look at it, it's not what I expected, but I kind of like it that way. It does look a little silly. Like, what if humans entered Minecraft, basically? And I kind of like that. There's a new SpongeBob add-on, which I'm probably going to purchase at least at some point, because I like the idea of a SpongeBob mod. Bundles, actually, and this is where the first major thing comes in, just today, and this is going to date this episode very heavily, but I think it's kind of cool.
Right.
The bundles got color variations. You can now dye them. All the colors that you can dye a shulker box. Plus, there's obviously the original leather. So that got added today.
Like, I love that you can have the different color for your little, like, bags.
Yep. So now we talk a little bit about the future. This is going to be the meat and potatoes of this discussion. Okay, this is going to be the big one. So I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to get myself a drink real quick, and then we're going to talk about it. So we have the article pulled up, that way we can read it. And I'm going to just, I already know the article and what it says. I'm just going to kind of guide myself and Brittany through it. That way this can be a pretty centered discussion.
Right.
There's going to be more feature drops.
Ooh.
So
I like the sound of that.
Basically, the first version of this, and this is in my notes, was there's going to be smaller scale releases like Armored Paws.
Ooh.
So this was the dot update that came right after the last one, and it did the dog armor and the armadillo, and apparently that's kind of how they're going to do it from now on, but way more regularly.
Right.
And so, first of all, it's going to be kind of cool because we usually wouldn't get features dropped on us like it has in the last few years. You know, we wouldn't get everything up front, then mostly bug fixes and smaller stuff later. We would get the pieces of the puzzle as they were going in snapshots.
I like that idea.
Snapshots could almost add anything for months. And it feels kind of like that. Maybe it just seemed like it to me, but like it reminds me so much more about the classic way things were.
Right.
The only difference is that they're making them smaller updates rather than just snapshotting all the time. I gotta admit, this is probably one of my favorite things we're talking about today. But since we didn't get our hands on the armadillo,
Right.
we've had some time with the armadillo, the dog armor. I've played with it.
I swear the armadillo is so adorable.
I like the dog armor now. Now that we're far enough into the future, I can fully confirm with concrete evidence they actually made the dog armor perfect.
I want to somehow keep an armadillo for a pet in the game.
It's not hard. I mean, it's really not.
Trap it in
But
something.
The best thing about the Armored Paws drop is that they listen to the community really heavily with our feedback. That's what they're going to be doing now. And so they made it to where the dog armor takes all of the damage. Fire,
Right.
skeleton arrows, anything it can do. It can even fall from max height.
Yeah.
And it would kill the armor first.
Dang.
From what I understand. It'll hurt the dog a little bit, I bet you. But like, it gives it so much more health, basically.
Right.
And of course, using scales, you can actually repair it. So if it's
like
nearly
your
broke,
armor, you can fix it.
The only thing is, you don't need an anvil for it. You can just right-click the scales right back onto the dog.
Oh, okay.
And it'll fix the armor. Then, of course, the dog can eat, steaks and, all the meat type stuff that a dog can be used to heal with. So, this is a way we can double the dog's HP pretty much.
I like that idea.
And I got a gush over this because you got to realize we're doing this in mid-September of 24, so this is new to us. It's not quite perfectly new, but it's still like, man, what a great feature. So today, like I said, we got colorful bundles. We did the dogs. What did we think about the armadillos? They were our pick.
I love the armadillos.
They actually had a bit of an interesting bit of chaos over their development because, like, the community had a debate on whether they should be out to the side or out front with the eyes.
I like how they did it, though. I think they're adorable.
If you look up armadillo Minecraft eyes, Minecraft armadillo eyes or something like that, there's probably still a comparison image somewhere out there that will show you both versions. But both of them were official at some point. Not really much to talk about with the rest of Armored Paws. There was a lot of cool technical Marvel type features. The best one to talk about is something that will help with crafting. Custom crafting recipes can now keep their tags. They can now, basically you can apply a model to a resulting crafting object. So we can just full on just add emerald tools.
Ooh.
If we want to, there is a way we can do it. And I
like
kind of want to
idea.
make that a thing.
I love that idea.
It would have to be like kept up here and there, but So
I do like the idea, though. I think it's a good idea.
Yep, it's always going to be a fun little time. That was a great one. You can now actually rename shulker stuff, and like it will keep its like inventory.
Cool.
The same thing will happen with bundles when they're released fully upon the world. That is going to be pretty cool. So the new format for Minecraft Live has been shown. Now, there will not be as much fluff. There will be a pre-show. And so that's actually something I'm kind of excited about.
Yeah.
Um,
I like that they do that now.
I do like the idea because we've watched the Minecraft live together
Right.
a few times. Obviously, since we moved in, we practically watch all the details together. I do feel like a more focused broadcast will be nice, and so they'll be shorter, more informative, and they're now
Right.
twice a year, which I'm pretty excited about.
I like that idea, and I like that they are getting so many like
And
really
in
cool
fact,
stuff.
here we see for Brittany's
I like what
reference.
they chose. I can't remember which one they chose, but I do like it.
The left is the first design, and the right is the new
I
design.
kind of like that better.
You see,
Because
like
it makes it where their
birds,
eyes ain't so close together.
armadillos actually watch these ways. They're bird-eyed, basically.
Right.
That way they can keep away from animals and stuff.
Plus, the other one kind of looks funny.
They can kind of move their eyes like this to look the other, like right in front of them. So I think it's actually pretty cool.
I love armadillos.
So that's a permanent thing.
They're
now,
not my favorite, but I do like them.
I'm kind of happy to see the last thing about this and why we specifically wanted to talk about armadillos. So they are actually killing the mob vote, and we did like the mob vote.
But there's also a big problem with it.
There was a lot of people, and now that it has been explained in a different way to me, I kind of understand why people don't like it. I gotta follow them on this because, to be honest, it was a problem.
Right.
And
I feel like with the mob vote, like, you didn't get other ones that might be really good for the game as well.
Yeah. Like, this last one was too divisive of a choice. They were all things I always did want.
Right.
So I realize I feel horrid over the fact that the penguin and the crab didn't make it. And that's why they're sacking it.
Right.
Basically, from their perspective, it seems like they think that we feel we lost out on 2 mobs each time.
Right.
And so they're going to do things a lot more delicately from
So a lot more fair.
Yeah. Like, nothing that's on the idea table will be taken off of it. It was never that way to begin with, but a lot of people saw it. And so without a mob vote,
yeah,
we take it to a place it needs to go back to.
Right.
So I'm really excited that their feedback era has begun.
You know what I really wish they'd put in Minecraft?
What's that?
Alligators and crocodiles.
Probably not going to happen.
Why not?
Well, this has been discussed as to why they're not adding like sharks or anything, right?
Yeah.
They want to do fantasy creatures of their own kind, like, creepers for the enemies. They don't want to tell us to go out and kill crocs and other stuff. So if it's a predator, it's unlikely to get in.
Well, dinosaurs got put into a mod.
Yeah, mod though. Those aren't sanctioned. Even add-ons are just other people making stuff for the game. Like, not everyone's gonna want SpongeBob in Minecraft. They want it a little more serious than that. And that's kind of what I do like, is that it's gonna be a lot more for everybody this
I really
way.
do hope they put the penguin in, though, because I really do want the penguin really bad.
I think that and the crab are both still under the table. Not on it, but,
Under it.
I think it's very much possible. So, when is Minecraft live, though? So, as of right now, it is September 28th, 1 p.m. EDT. Sadly, I do not have a way to convert for most people. So go 1 p.m. EDT.
When is that?
To your local time. I'll do our calculations when we're off the air because I don't want to make it more. This is already kind of confusing to someone out there.
Did you know it's not actually Mojang, it's Mojang?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Mojang.
Anyways, yeah.
So it's gonna be pretty awesome,
Mhm.
and it's gonna be from Mojang HQ. But I just call it Mojang, just because that's how it's always been pronounced. I'm gonna freaking. I always forget that it's like that until I'm reminded again. Anyways, so tune in to Minecraft Live. I'm pretty excited for it. So I guess now that we're getting these littler updates, I do have a couple more notes to go over. So I think smaller stuff can be focused on now due to these smaller updates. And it just brings back to mind a couple of old things I had thought of if they'd ever like go and do DLC.
Right.
And I think since no problem is too small, like they did bats. They gave them little fluffy ears and made them look cuter now.
Aw.
And that's been in the game for months now. I can't remember when it came out, but it was very small. So I think a lot more bugs might be able to be squished in the development cycle because they don't have to be working on so many things at once.
Right.
There's probably going to be more bugs fixed than there are small additions. And I'm kind of hoping that every once in a while we'll get a small updates that is only bug fixes. I think that would be really good.
That would be really nice.
I enjoyed 1.15, which was the busy bees. That's when they did bees and honey, and that was it. Other than that, it was the bees and bugs update. They literally just went through and killed as many bugs as they could.
Right.
It was insane. So, like, yeah. Very, very cool way to do things. I'm gonna check my notes real quick here. So, okay. What would you like to see as kind of a smaller update? What do you think kind of is lopsided?
I don't know.
Because there's a couple things that are lopsided to me. I would like to see creative tools like get added that can help creative builders. But I can't say something like World Edit. That's just a mod. But like I would like to see them expand on creative in a way that makes it like more fun to do
Right. I
certain
think it'd
things.
be more cool if they did some blocks that aren't so like thick for houses.
That is true, but again, I think that's going to be something that might also just come with like time. We can add those in mods, but I don't think they'd ever do. They won't even do vertical slabs, and I doubt they're going to do something like that though. That's why I actually added those little panels. Those are really fun. Drywall.
I'm saying you have to bring out the house so much to make it where it's not so bulky.
Yeah. This has been such a good little episode here. I actually used to have an idea of maybe like when they get done with some textures, make the blocks they want to add, just add new blocks for new palettes.
Right.
There is so many greens. We want to see some smaller blocks and other colored blocks. Nothing dyed though. I'd like to see some more nature stuff that's of other colors.
Right.
Maybe some bushes with some blue in them or something that can help us blend further.
Or some leaves that are changing colors.
Or maybe just fall leaves.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
I don't think they do. That would require a lot of work under the hood for changing leaves, but like remember Minecraft doesn't have seasons. But we should be able to dye leaves into other leaf colors. That's something I might add to my mod actually. Leaf dye. Yeah. Alright. Anyways. I think I'm going to go ahead and tell you guys thank you for coming to this episode of SilphCenter. I know this one is a little bit of a bonus episode. We've been doing a lot of bonuses, but we're going to label these as news episodes. from now on if they are full of news. We'll be rebranding some of our old ones to be news or compilations. You know, we're going to get a little more specific because we want to be able to do smaller topics like this just whenever we want to. Either way, that's been Brit. She's the beautiful.
And that's been John. He's the nerdy.
And we'll see you with the next piece of news or episode that we do. And we'll catch you later.
Peace.
Bye.